show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Really?
I'm guessing you
Straight
guys saw
onto it, mate.
saw the intro. So you guys, the first time I've actually
Yeah.
had to
That's really
do
good.
one of this. So welcome. I'll get you guys to introduce yourself, and I'll chuck an overlay up. You guys
Well,
wanna
I'm
introduce-
Laura,
you-
I'm Troy.
and we're Journey Unknown.
So sitting on about 13K subscribers.
Thanks for having us on, mate. Yeah, no,
So yeah, more than happy to have you on. It's sort of the reason we've come on. We're going to discuss
Yeah,
a couple of things, but the main one is to discuss your video that dropped Wednesday last week. It was a small little segment, 2 minutes 30. I've timed it, which I'll play for everyone watching this. And we're basically going to discuss it and talk about it because there's been a lot of people donated to you and supported you, which is really good. And then there's been a small minority that sort of not being impressed with it. And then, as always, I get the emails get messages when people aren't impressed with channels for me to talk about it. So yeah, unfortunately, people come to me and then, well, I guess it's not bad because then we can sort of discuss it and get to the bottom of things. And it's really good when channels actually respond to help clear the air, as a lot of times it is a misunderstanding, which is what I believe this one actually is. I'm on your side, I understood, and I feel it was just the wording was a little bit off.
yeah, 100%. I mean, we definitely we could have worded it a lot better than what we did, but essentially our channel isn't scripted at all and never has been. So we sort of roll with what we say, and sometimes a lot of that is a bit of tongue in cheek too. So
Yeah, I mean, the way we were talking about it, I was sitting in bed going, "Oh, Dale, we should talk about this super thanks that's just come up." You know,
I had no idea about it.
who's going to donate extra money to us? Like, and then God behold, we've got what $543 in a week.
Yeah, it's amazing the support that we actually do get, and you know, at the end of the day, every single cent will go back into the channel. It goes into either, you know, subscription for music for the channel. It goes to camera gear that needs upgrading constantly. As you know, GoPros just constantly shit themselves. So, it all goes back into that. So not, you know, we mentioned the lap on the episode, which part of it, you know, essentially does go back to the channel. So that's sort of how it was portrayed.
Yeah.
And
should we play the clips for anybody that hasn't seen
some
it?
people are going to be upset by that. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'll play the clips now and then we'll come back and chat about it. So it'll be two parts.
Yes. You want to talk about super thanks while you're here?
Oh, yeah. Well, Laura just explained this super thanks to me. I had no idea what that meant, but
So we can now add super thanks to our episodes. So you'll see it on your end when you're watching the episode. You know how you can tick the thumbs up? There's a super thanks button next to it, and you can click on that, and if you want to, you can donate a small amount to us. So there's all different ranges. It ranges from $2 to $500. But it's basically just showing how much you appreciate our channel, and we thank you on the channel too.
yeah, and you give reasons where the money goes to. You give ideas of where the money goes to. Yeah.
Well, you've been hinting about this lap of ours that may or may not be coming up very, very shortly. So that's where we want the money to go to. Like we've been doing things behind the scenes, but we'll tell you that in another episode. But yeah, I've just turned on the super thanks. So if anyone happens to click the super thanks and gives a donation, we are very, 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 very grateful.
100%. We've never ever asked anyone for anything, have we? Ever. But I think what happens is you know, to fund these big trips and to keep funding the channel, sometimes you need a little bit of extra help. You can't just rely on YouTube money that comes through because it's just not enough.
And we've always maintained that we're not sponsored, and we're never going to have merch. We're never going to sign a deal with someone. You're never going to really see includes paid promotion on our videos. That's just not what we want to do. But
we're happy for other channels. They can do whatever they like. It doesn't bother us. But Yeah, 100%. We're not here to flog products off. We tell it how it is. That's how our channel's always been, and we'll continue to do that. But if people like donate $1, it all adds up, doesn't it?
Well, $2 is the minimum.
Oh, sorry. You've got to donate $2.
But $2 and 13,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to help immensely.
That's
we'll be
a
on
lot.
the road before you can even blink.
Yeah, exactly. We all know how much it costs to travel, but
these two cost a bit in dog food now.
So, as you guys sort of said there, you can tell how nervous you guys are even doing it.
talking about it. Well, it was almost like I didn't know anything about it, to be honest. Laura literally spoke to me 2 seconds before that was filmed. Isn't that correct?
And I think it's the wording. Like, I didn't know how to say, well, you give us money. So I used the terminology of donation because technically it is. It's a donation to the channel. And then whatever YouTube pay us from that, that's what we end up with. So I didn't really know how else to explain that.
Completely optional as well.
Yeah.
People have got to remember this is not something that we expect at all. Never have. And it's just a way that we can help our channel out to grow from our channel. That's totally fine. There's some unreal YouTube channels out there that, you know, support.
Yeah.
Because it's hard yakka.
And people have chosen to switch off, and we've accepted that, and, you know, that's their choice. But a lot of people, we've actually gained another almost 20 subscribers from that episode, and we've obviously got the revenue from that episode plus the super thanks. And the other part of that is that the people that donated to us have given us ideas of what they want us to do with the money. So they, you know, because they watch the channel, they go, use this money. It could be $2, it could be $5. Use this money to stock up your snack box that we always have in the car, or use this $10 to go and buy new bait. Was it?
Yeah.
New bait for your fishing. So they're invested in the channel in some ways, and some of them aren't. So
I think it's funny on YouTube. Literally, a couple of words can get you in some real hot water, and I've been blown away. Literally, one sentence can be grabbed and then just off it goes.
Yeah, and we can see how that happens. And, you know, it's some of the stuff we say is very tongue-in-cheek if people know our channel. And it's not literal. It's actually, we get asked from a lot of followers, how can we support your channel? Can we buy a T-shirt? Can we buy a stubby holder? Can we to support you guys? And this was like, oh, well, this is a button that we can turn on YouTube. It's either you can hit that super like, or you don't have to. And the other way that you can support our channel is just watching the adverts in the background. And that makes a huge difference. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, so the people that have messaged me, they've said, you know, they feel that with cost of living, it was really rude of you to ask, saying about the dogs costing a lot of money. But as we sort of discussed, I think you guys just didn't know how to bring it up, and you're looking for a way to bring it up that. So I feel this is actually one of the ones, and I've put myself out there plenty of times where I don't agree with the people that message me, and then I'll cop shit for it. But I'm somebody that, you know, I don't really care. I don't follow the same as everybody else. I do sit there and put my own opinions online, and I feel that, I do get it came across badly, but I think it was just a mistake of the wrong words used. And I don't think there's any problem with supporting YouTube channels because it costs an arm and a leg to do this in fuel. Like, you guys probably wouldn't camp anywhere near as much as you do, but you do it for YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we love what we do. Don't get us wrong, but there is a lot that goes into it. The beautiful part about YouTube is that if people don't like your channel for whatever reason, or if they get upset with what you've said, just go over and watch another channel, and you might come back. We've done it with certain channels. You know, we've left some channels because we don't agree with the direction they're going in. But it's all a learning curve for everyone. You know, like we don't we don't want to upset anyone. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one.
That's
so you've
right.
got to be true to yourself. And our
And-
wording will be different next time.
Yeah.
And something
But we
we
still got
spoke
to
about
be
is,
true to ourselves.
spoke about is like the
I was
smaller
just saying, we
channels
got to be
now.
true to ourselves.
If they're not going to get support, they're going to disappear. And I reckon this is the year that we're seeing a lot of small channels disappear from YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, and you
And-
feel for them because you know what goes into it.
Yeah.
You know how much work and how hard it is, and filtering through all the comments and you know, talking to people, being engaged, and we've built a beautiful community, and we like to see our channel as a bit of a community channel. It's not a one-way street with us.
Definitely.
We'll put as much back into the people as we can.
And we've actually started watching a lot of less known channels rather than the big mainstream ones that you know off the top of your head that are always at caravan shows and stuff. We've actually been watching some really fun other YouTubers, and it's been good, you know. And
it's really good.
Their editing is amazing and their footage is amazing, and it's like, you know, we just do us. At the end of the day, we always just do us.
There's room for everyone.
Yeah.
The more people on YouTube, the better. It gives people something to watch during the week. It takes them off their day-to-day work.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And I don't think, honestly, that many people have even spoken about Super Thanks. Like, I've seen it on other channels, but they actually haven't said what it is or how you do it. We hear a lot about Patreon. We hear a lot about YouTube premiums, memberships. And then obviously you've got merchandise as well.
Yeah, and that's how they fund their trips, whether it's a lap or whether it's a 6-month thing or whatever. That's how they fund their channel. So, yeah, that's sort of it in a nutshell, I reckon.
Contentious debate, right?
Yeah. Should we talk about the fact, because these guys probably don't know that, 46% goes to YouTube?
Yeah. No, I think it's 30 odd.
So according to AI,
Yep.
YouTube takes 30% of Super Thanks revenue, leaving the creator with 70%. Additionally, if a Super Thanks donation is made through an Apple device, Apple also take 30% cut from the remaining amount. What a joke.
So we know who's getting rich off this.
Yeah. And then you got tax to pay on it as well. It's not tax-free because we all lose US tax.
Yeah.
We'll wait till we do our tax through here. So
plus we lose tax here as well
Yeah.
if you're making a profit. But the way I see it, the channel is YouTube, is the profit is actually being able to camp. And if you can do that full time, that's your profit. You're not going to be a millionaire from doing YouTube, and we don't do it. We don't do it to be a millionaire.
We can't wait to hit the road full time.
That's our goal. So we need to transition. Otherwise, these channels will disappear.
So
unfortunately,
there's one other. So the couple of people did also, because you mentioned that you're not sponsored. Is there any sponsorship with Great Aussie?
Yep.
No,
absolutely not. So I can understand why people would think that. Like, we're not even on their website.
So I'm not sure if you knew
we
this.
don't get paid from them at all.
At the Brisbane Caravan Expo that was on this weekend, they were using you guys and 2 other YouTubers that own Great Aussies as promotional material.
Yes, said, can we put a board up of you guys with your logo on there? And we
that
said,
was the deal.
That's fine, because essentially they're promoting our channel whilst they're there, and
but they're promoting our layout. So this caravan that we're in, we designed. So we're proud of that. So we're actually really proud that they are selling a lot of these vans, but we're not getting any commission at all from them.
No.
We're just getting the thanks and the extra followers.
The deal was, if you call it a deal, when we built this caravan, we got it for a discount. That was the deal. So it was no other monetary involvement. It was they went out to all the different suppliers and said, can you put this in the van? Can you put that in the van, and at a discounted price? And then they gave us a fixed price of what the van will cost. That's the only thing we've received. So we said to them from day dot, we don't want to be ambassadors. We're happy to, if you want us to go to a show, we'll go to the show, because then we get to liaise with our followers.
Yeah.
And it builds our brand up a little bit. But otherwise, they asked us to go to the Brisbane show, and we said no, we've got things on. So,
Which we did.
And it's a long way.
That's where that's at.
To be honest, Dylan,
It is. Yeah.
well, they'd fly us, we wouldn't drive. But you know, there's a lot involved in being a Aussie, not this one, the one before. That's what we wanted to do, you know, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that we haven't gone down that path, because it's so labor intensive. The amount of video footage, like Instagram reels, Facebook posts and things that you've got to do just for the company. And then attend all the shows around Australia. Like, we don't have the time for that.
And then you've got to film and have the logo in the background and all this sort of stuff. All the things that you know that other sponsored YouTubers have. We're grateful that we didn't go down that path. And you know, we do have a good relationship with Great Aussie, because we've had a few vans with them. And what I mean by a good relationship is that we can call up and say our van's broken. They'll take it in. It'll still take a month for them to fix it. But little things like that we can get fixed.
But
so
because they're getting the feedback and they're getting the sales on the back end that everyone people watch Journey Unknown. They're like, we want a Journey Unknown layout. They may not want this big with all the bells and whistles caravan, but they want the budgeted version, which is fine, but they still want the layout. And then they love that. You know, when people call them, we want a Journey Unknown laundry shoot, they know exactly why. So we help them out and they help us out, but we don't get any money.
And then you guys have actually been, I want to point out, you've actually been
to.
really honest with the caravan and any sort of flaws. Like, when you first got it, there was one episode where you said, man, it's heavy, where a lot of YouTubers wouldn't dare say that.
No, because when we built this van, it was supposed to be an Explorer, which is a lighter van, and because they didn't know what the weights were going to be, it ended up being heavier than what it was supposed to be. So then we had to upgrade our car and all that sort of stuff. So we try to tell it how it is, but we're also mindful that we understand there is caravan manufacturers out there that take the piss, basically. But we really do think Great Aussie are on the right track and they're building well. Their communication could be better, but we're not here to slander anyone's brand either. We'll tell it how it is, but we're not here. We know what it's like to run businesses, small businesses. You know, it's hard.
Yeah, and like Titanium make an amazing van. Can we afford it? No. Can we tow it? No. So unless we
on the weekend
go to a Toyota Tundra or
that amount of money.
Yeah, they're so expensive.
You do get a lot of bang for your buck with Great Aussie, and that's the other reason why we went back to them.
Yeah,
because you sort of know what you're going to get, so to speak.
And you know what? We've dealt with them for 3 or 4 years now. Like, we know things are going to break. It's going to go back to warranty, you know. But at the end of the day, what we like about them is that we can customize, and they were the only manufacturer willing to customize.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that's
because these guys don't actually know that I've actually got a Great Aussie. You guys know it, that I've got a Great Aussie with a different sticker on it.
Yeah.
But
was it a Marvel?
Nah, so mine's, it's a company on the Sunshine Coast that get it as a blank caravan and then put their own stickers on, their own decals.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
you have
don't even know what it is, but the retailer, which I think was the same with your first one, the actual retailer is a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that. And with different dealers, different states, different problems, different. Yeah.
And obviously we're not, you know, we're smart about how we go about things too, because these days, like you say anything on YouTube and someone will take that to the next level. But if you say something about a business, we'll get we'll get sued. So you just got to be careful what you say, and a lot of manufacturers are just the same.
Yeah. You just got to be respectful, I suppose, like anything you do.
Well, let's wrap it up there. We've been going for 20 minutes, but I really want to give you guys credit for coming on and fronting up to it. couple of channels have messaged when they've been spoken about, but most of them generally don't want to come on, where I think this shows it's a great way to talk about the issue that people have and actually resolve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It gives an understanding to the followers and the viewers of how the background of YouTube works. But like I said, the super thanks is a totally optional thing. It can be turned on and off at any time. It's not something that we're solely relying on to do our lap. It's just going to help with some better music in the background of some of our episodes and some camera gear here and there. But that's about it. And we're extremely grateful for the people that actually want to help our channel out and watch the adverts. That's the key.
Good on to those guys that donated, and I hope more get behind you, and I hope this clears up that it was just sort of the wrong wording, and that's all it was.
No worries, Dylan. Thanks, mate. Thanks for
for
having
asking us.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's good to have your channel to be able to be on a different platform to different people, and they can make up their own mind.
Yeah.
So what I normally do at the end, I tell everyone, make sure they go and like, subscribe, and comment on both of our channels.
Champion. Thanks, mate.
Awesome.
Okay. Have a good one.